When you grow up weak and you start to master your mind, because my whole thing is whenever I'm weak at something, whenever I'm scared of something, I master it. I was a weak-minded person, so I mastered my mind. And in mastering my mind, I mastered the human mind. And I realized why I no longer judge people, why I no longer put people on a pedestal, because we're all fucked up in our own way. We all have demons. Some people hide them better than other people. Well, I know we all have them. But me knowing that, I know the most alpha males are very fragile. Very fragile. They never want to see another person harder than them, especially in that kind of realm.
The ego attachment.
The ego,
very strong.
Ego will fuck you up every time. Ego is serious. Well, if I can hurt your ego, I got you.
Genesis 50:20. You intended to harm me, but God intended for good, to accomplish what is not being done, to save the many lives. 2 Corinthians 12:10. That is why, for Christ's sake, I delight in weaknesses and insults and hardships and persecutions and difficulties. For when I am weak, then I am strong. Proverbs 24:16. For the wretched man falls 7 times, they rise again, but the wicked stumble when calamity strikes. James 1:12. Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, having stood the test. That person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love him. Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you, not harm you. Plans to give you hope in the future. Romans 8:31. What shall we say to these things? If God is for us, who could be against us?
I don't give a fuck anymore.
I'm unbeatable. I can't be beat. It's impossible.
I'm tough, because what does not kill you makes you strong.
I became bulletproof. I became invincible.
You condemn me. You can damage me. You're never ever gonna beat me.
To get anything of value, you have to sacrifice. Do you know that the harder thing to do and the right thing to do are usually the same thing? Nothing that has meaning is easy. Easy doesn't enter into grown-up life.
Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, then go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Don't just plan. Don't just mark your calendar. Don't just talk. Don't just think. Don't just dream. No, none of that matters. The only thing that matters is that you actually do rise. Get up and go. Be strong. Be powerful. Get aggressive. Instead of letting your goals and your tasks and your health and your discipline waver, instead of letting all those things slide, through force of will, make it happen. Don't be weak. Get yourself in the game. Shut down all those pathetic excuses and get after it.
Mental toughness, or what I call x-ray vision, is a lot different than motivation. So if I said right now, everybody in here, we're all going to run a half marathon in 5 days. And we all going, yeah, we're getting fired up. I said, yeah, we're going to start tomorrow at 5 a.m. We leave. 5 a.m. comes. It's dark. It's cold. Our bed is comfortable. It's hard to get motivated at 5 in the morning. And maybe you do it one day, but again and again and again. That is the x-ray vision. It's that mental toughness that says, you know what, I don't care that it's dark, wet, windy, cold. I'm going to go anyway. You have to train your brain by doing things that make you uncomfortable consistently to build this mindset that when things get hard, which they will be, we don't shy away, we don't quit, we attack. I'm seeing through all those walls. I'm getting to where I want to go.
The greatest 2 days in anyone's life. The day you were born and the day you die.
Most people have done all that they're ever going to do. They raise a family, they earn a living, and then they die.
Once you discover one simple fact, and that is everything around you that you call life was made up by people that were no smarter than you. And you can change it. You can influence it.
What's your why? Why do you wake up in the morning? Listen to me. You gotta have a reason for why you do what you do.
Why are you here?
You were chosen, 1 out of 400 million sperm. You have something in you that when you were chosen, when you showed up, there's something in you that if you don't do it, all of us will suffer. What would the world be like if everybody lived their dream?
Sometimes you can try so hard at something. Sometimes you can be so prepared and still fail. And with every time you fail, it's painful, causes sadness, and especially as I saw last night, it causes disappointment. I've often said a man's character is not judged after he celebrates a victory, but by what he does when his back is against the wall. So no matter how great the setback, how severe the failure, you never give up. You never give up. You pick yourself up, you brush yourself off, you push forward, you move on, you adapt, you over.
If you know, if you had your life to live over again, you could have done more than what you've done. That proves the point that what we do and what we accomplish in life is only a tip of the iceberg of what's possible for us. Most people fail in life not because they aim too high and miss, because they do what I did for most of my life, aim too low and hit. And many never aim at all.
Most people go through life quietly and safely, tiptoeing to an early grave. Find out what it is you want and go after it as if your life depends on it. Why? Because it does. Where have you been? Why are you here? And where are you going? It's time for you to look within yourself and decide that I'm in charge of my destiny.
When I was 15 years old, I had a very important person in my life come to me and say, "Who's your hero?" And I said, "I don't know, I got to think about that. Give me a couple of weeks." I come back 2 weeks later, this person comes up and says, "Who's your hero?" And I said, "I thought about it. You know who it is?" I said, "It's me in 10 years. So I turned 25 10 years later. That same person comes to me and goes, "So are you a hero?" And I was like, "Not even close." No. She said, "Why?" I said, "Because my hero is me at 35. So you see, every day, every week, every month, and every year of my life, my hero's always 10 years away. I'm never going to be my hero. I'm not going to attain that. I know I'm not. And that's just fine with me because that keeps me with somebody to keep on chasing." And when I was 15 years old,
when sometimes the fear gets in the way. I hate that feeling of fear. I hate being afraid. I was a very fearful kid. I was afraid of the dark, I was afraid of heights. I froze rock climbing, and my friends made fun. I hated that idea. And I made myself get over those fears.
Yeah.
Right? And now I'm no longer. But if anything comes up to me, and I know you relate to this, if I feel frightened of it, I have to attack it. I have to go in. Because I'm terrified that it will creep into other areas of my life and just start to take over. So
what were you afraid of?
not being my best. Not being my best when it mattered. You cannot get rid of those nerves or the fear. You can't get rid of them. And they appear for a reason. Because maybe you need to do more work. Maybe you're not ready. That fear drives you. You see, without that fear, you would not be here.
It's not what you're capable of. It's what you're willing to do.
We did not come this far to just break down and lose now. I'm a winner. I'm going to win.
Do not complain about what you didn't get from the work you didn't put in.
If you don't sacrifice for what you want becomes the sacrifice.
Someone has to be the one to break the cycle in your family. Why not you?
If you want to be great, you want to be the baddest motherfucker ever at what you do, you can be misunderstood by everybody.
It ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward.